You don't have to go all alone. Even in the wasteland, you'll need help, even if it's just help carrying all that loot. There are 13 companions available in Fallout 4, and they all come with different perks and quirks. They all fight for you and can't die, so they make great decoys. They can be equipped with weapons and sometimes armor, but use ammo and grenades without asking. When nothing is equipped, they all come with a default weapon. You can romance some of them, which gives you the Lover's Embrace bonus of 15% increase in XP for a limited time when sleeping near a romanced companion. You can romance multiple companions, and once a companion perk is earned, it stays, even if the companion doesn't. There are 4 factions in the game, and each one has a companion to represent it. Spoiler warnings ahead. Let's meet your next companion.
What are you doing out here all by yourself?
Dogmeat is different than other companions. He doesn't have an affinity meter and loves you unconditionally. He does not affect Lone Wanderer perk, which allows for increased damage resistance and carry weight, offsetting Dogmeat's lower carry capacity. He does not have the companion perk, but instead, at Charisma 4, you can spend points on the Attack Dog perk. You'll find him at the Red Rocket, and when in a settlement, he'll occupy any doghouse he finds. There is a special dog armor out there in light, regular, and heavy, as well as helmet and collars, but they are cosmetic. He can also wear bandanas and welding goggles.
Blinding flashes, sounds of explosions.
Codsworth is your Mr. Handy unit from before the bombs fell. You meet him in Sanctuary, and he'll call you by name if you happen to have one of the hundreds of pre-recorded choices. Otherwise, it's just Sir or Mom. He can wear a bowler hat and has a carry capacity of 150. Codsworth comes equipped with a flamer and cutting arms for good close-range combat, but he can't use any other weapons. And whilst he's your companion, he'll give you purified water from time to time. He likes it when you're nice and generous, and dislikes being mean and littering.
Oh, is that so?
He cannot be romanced, but when you get his affinity to max, he grants you the perk Robot Sympathy, which gives you 10% energy resistance against robot energy weapons.
I live here. You can't just lock me out.
Piper is hanging out at the entrance to Diamond City. If you then locate her at the newspapers in town and do the interview for Story of the Century, she is available as a companion. The answers to your interview don't affect your relationship with Piper, but will change a lot of the random NPC dialogue in Diamond City.
Wait a minute.
I like my version better.
Her default weapon is a 10mm pistol, and she'll randomly give you candy or gum. Piper is good at picking locks and likes it when you do as well. She doesn't like when you get in power armor or steal.
I feel like such an idiot.
Once you romance her, you'll reach maximum affinity and get the Gift of Gab, which increases XP for speech checks and discovering new locations.
Gotta love the irony of the reverse damsel in distress scenario.
Nick Valentine is a detective from Diamond City that has gone missing. Once you find him, he'll be able to be your companion. He carries a pipe revolver and can hack terminals, but likes when you do it. You can't romance him or change his outfit, but if you complete all the detective side quests and reach high affinity, he'll tell you about his implanted memories and a crime boss named Eddie Winters. Hunt him down and solve the case. Once this is complete, you'll be able to get max affinity with Nick and the Close to Metal perk, which allows for one more guess when hacking and a quicker cooldown for computer lockouts.
And that concludes this round.
Cait lives in the combat zone. Go there and watch her fight in the ring, or just kill all the raiders in the audience. Her manager gives you her contract, and you can have her as a companion. She carries a double-barrel shotgun and likes to fight. She also likes when you're naked, and this is a quick way to gain affinity with her. Eventually, she'll tell you her story of being sold into slavery and being addicted to chems. She'll ask you for help in getting cleaned up by going to Vault 95 and completing the mission Benign Intervention. After the intervention, her behavior is different. Now she doesn't like you using chems and likes when you're generous.
Everything feels different. Everything feels clearer.
Once the mission is finished, you can romance Cait and get her perk Trigger Rush that regenerates AP 25% faster if your HP is below 25%.
Hurry! Strong says more super mutants are on their way. By the way, he's with me. Please, don't shoot him.
Strong is a super mutant that you find at the end of the Curtain Call mission. Finish climbing the Trinity Tower to find Rex Goodman and meet Strong. He'll be your companion and is obsessed with Macbeth, or at least the line about milk of human kindness.
Got a second, big guy?
Go find milk of human kindness with Strong.
He can carry more than most companions and can be equipped with super mutant armor, helmet, and more. He doesn't like small guns and won't use them. His default weapon is a sledgehammer, but likes big guns and missiles. He likes when you kill people for any reason, and even likes when you use your cannibal perk. He doesn't like when you pick locks or succeed in speech challenges. He has no side missions and cannot be romanced. His affinity perk is Berserk, and it causes a 20% increase in melee damage if your HP is below 25%.
Come on, man. This is me we're talking about.
John Hancock is a ghoul and the mayor of Goodneighbor. You'll meet him immediately upon entering the city and will interact with him during most of your Goodneighbor missions. Once you complete the Big Dig mission and decide to side with Hancock over Bobby No-Nose, he'll be available as a companion.
This is Hancock we're ripping off here. The guy tends to hold grudges.
He carries a double-barrel shotgun, and Hancock will occasionally give you chems and likes when you use them. He doesn't like when you're selfish or flirt with someone when he's around.
Oh, I like you.
You can romance him, and he'll grant you the Isodoped perk that increases critical hit meter 20% faster if you have 250 rads or more.
You're big, and I don't have any big friends. You better just go out the way you came in.
Robert Joseph MacCready is the grown-up Mayor MacCready from Fallout 3's Little Lamplight. He's hanging out in the Third Rail Bar in Goodneighbor and can be hired for 200 caps or your best offer.
If you're preaching about the atom or looking for a friend, you've got the wrong guy. If you need a hired gun, then maybe we can talk.
Once you get your affinity high enough, he'll give you your money back. His default weapon is a sniper rifle and likes when you pick owned locks and steal things. He doesn't like when you donate items or get addicted to camps.
I think you're making a huge mistake, but hey, it's your funeral.
He'll eventually give you the mission Long Road Ahead, which leads to taking care of his old gunner gang and eventually finding a cure for MacCready's son. Completing this quest and romancing MacCready gives you the Kill Shot perk, which adds 20% to headshots in VATS.
Which stifles my scientific progress. The inescapable truth is there has never been a great robot scientist.
Curie is the female version of the Mr. Handy robot modified to be a research assistant. She's found during the Hole in the Wall mission in Vault 81, and once completed, she'll become your companion. Occasionally, she'll give you stimpaks and likes when you're kind to robots or synths, and doesn't like when you use chems or steal. Once you raise your affinity enough, she'll ask you to help in the mission Emergent Behavior. Completing this mission will give Curie a synth body and the ability to be romanced.
My chest. What is happening?
Her weapon when she's a robot is the flamethrower, and a laser rifle once she has her synth body.
Sleep well, my love?
Once you have a lover's embrace, you'll get the perk Combat Medic, which will heal the player for 100 HP once a day when falling below 10% health.
Once you jack the core into the power armor and grab that minigun, those raiders will know they picked the wrong fight.
Preston Garvey is the last of the Minutemen. You'll meet him in Concord during the When Freedom Calls quest. Once returning to Sanctuary, he's available as a companion. He carries a laser musket and likes when you donate items and build mods. He dislikes chem addiction and stealing. Once you've completed Taking Independence and have max affinity, you can romance Preston.
If you're asking if I've ever thought about you romantically,
Doing so will grant you the perk United We Stand, which increases damage by 20% and damage resistance 20 points when facing 3 or more opponents.
It's time to welcome our newest recruit to the Brotherhood.
Paladine Danse is a soldier for the Brotherhood of Steel. You'll meet him at the Cambridge Police Station during the Call to Arms quest. Then, after completing Tour of Duty, you can take Danse as a companion. He comes with his T60 power armor and a laser rifle. He likes when you get in power armor and mod that armor. He dislikes when you're nice to ghouls and get addicted to chems.
I say hate's too gentle a word.
Once you reach a high affinity, you'll be given the mission Blind Betrayal, where you'll learn that Danse was a synth and you can now choose to kill him.
It's been a pleasure serving with you.
If you spare him, you can romance him and get the perk of Know Your Enemy, which grants plus 20% damage against ghouls, super mutants, and synths. He will now also have XO1 armor.
Like the disguise?
It's Wastelander camo.
Deacon is a member of the Railroad. You meet him during the Road to Freedom quest. He will then give you a mission, Tradecraft, which will gain you access to the Railroad and to Deacon as a companion. He carries a hunting rifle and is very good at stealth. He likes when you hack computers and pick locks, but hates when you use chems or are violent. You can't romance him, but once you get him to max affinity, you learn that he's a human.
I'm not the hugging type, so yeah, good talk.
And receive the perk Cloak and Dagger, which increases sneak attack damage 20% and increases duration of the Stealth Boys by 40%.
So we should plan on heavy resistance. So, are you ready to go in?
X688 is part of the Institute. He's a synth courser you meet during the synth retention quest. After completing the mission and some time passes, you can have him as your companion. Taking him to the Railroad's HQ will turn them hostile towards you, and he'll usually engage any Brotherhood members he meets in travels. He fights with an Institute rifle, and he likes when you hack computers and modify weapons/armor, but doesn't like it when you're generous or use chems.
Thanks for hearing me out. Now let's get back to work.
He cannot be romanced, but once you reach max affinity, you get the perk Shield Harmonics, which gives you plus 20 points of energy resistance. So those are the 13 companions available in Fallout 4. You can get all of them, but must be careful with dialogue choices and decisions that might turn away a companion, especially the 4 faction-based followers. Some perks are better than others, and there is something for all types of play. All the companions have interesting backstories that you can unlock, or even hilarious rage quits if you make them mad enough.
You know what? You. That's right. You.
Let us know what your favorite companions are and why. For all your favorite Fallout facts and info, enter the vault at fallout.gamepedia.com. This is Dash for Kerr saying thanks for watching and enjoy the game.